I am in full-on reunion review mode. So just in case this review is not, my usual detailed review, the season is over. I don't really care. So I'm just going to jump to the parts that matter to me in this review. I already said it in a previous video that yes, I'm aware that we are all, into the reunion now and we don't care, but I did not review the last two episodes. So I just reviewed the episode before the finale. If you missed that, the link is in the description below. And I promised in that video that I was going to come back in a few hours with my review of the finale. And then a few hours later, I will be dropping my reunion review. But before I get to how I felt about the episode, Drew got dragged so badly for her actions with this whole prophet situation and messing up Cynthia Bailey Friendsmess that turned into Friendmess, okay? Child, Cynthia Bailey and these model legs again, okay? Not only did these legs help her make money and become a supermodel, these legs are her protection. Did you notice? Look at the picture. Her legs are up again when she wasn't too sure what Drew was about to do. And these are the same legs that she used. Well, there you go. One thing about Cynthia, you're not about to run up on me, whatever. These long legs, I'm going to use them. Drew just over there embarrassing herself. So I'm going to get into the intro of Kenya. I'm going to give my opinion on what I thought about the episode and then read some of the comments of what people had to say on social media. And then we're going to move on into my review of the reunion part 1. The plan was to absolutely read the comments in this video, as you just heard me say. However, it was pushing to almost 30 minutes to an hour, and those videos, the upload process becomes too long and all of that, and I really need to get these videos up and get to my reunion review. So I decided to put the comments in a completely separate video. So this one, I'm just going to focus on what happened on the episode, the situation with Drew and new dad, old dad, and basically just my regular commentary. It won't be as detailed, but I'll do my best. And then I will post social media comments dragging Drew and then my reunion review. Okay? So thank you for understanding. Let's get into it. What's up, my Vina loves? This is Vina D coming to you all from Vina Team News. Most of you are aware that Drew Sidora is married. I call him Wreck-It Ralph, like the movie. Okay, and she have a son from that previous relationship. Okay, well, the father did go to prison in 2012 because he was arrested for smuggling 4 million, wow, worth of cocaine in a private jet across the U.S. He was sentenced to prison for drug trafficking, okay? So that's why he went to prison. So now he's out, and Drew and her current husband, they're doing everything in their power to make sure that, her son maintains a relationship with him. They call him old daddy. But the kid is very uncomfortable. He wants nothing to do with him and all of that. And so social media just felt like Drew is, forcing him. It's okay for the adults to meet up and have conversations, but to put the little boy in that uncomfortable situation with the cameras in his face, here are a few tweets. That scene with Drew's son was cringe-worthy. And the fact that they call him old daddy is so weird. That boy said he wasn't interested in meeting this man, and she forced it for the cameras. It was just all around cringe-worthy, and she knew it, just deflecting. I was so sad for that little boy. Does all his school friends need to know his dad is a jailbird? Drew was wrong for that, and she has no one to blame but herself. This should have been a private conversation. She said nothing bad about her kid, talking about Kenya in the reunion, but I'm going to read it anyways because it's related. All right. The scene was uncomfortable to watch and very cringy because the boy was clearly uncomfortable and not enjoying meeting his dad. Drew bringing her son on the show with his estranged dad was so wrong. He didn't want to do it, just completely disrespected the child's wishes to get some camera time. Like, really? So, my point is, I get it. This is Drew's life. And if this is a part of her reality and she wants that on the show, I get it. However, if people felt like it was uncomfortable and all of that, they are entitled to their opinions, okay? The poor kid, he just looked uncomfortable. Why can't I just be a kid? Y'all want to have a meeting and have y'all conversation and be on camera, do your thing, but why are you dragging me in this? You know what I'm saying? He just looked so uncomfortable, and why am I being forced to talk to this man? I'm not ready and all of that. And like I said, I'm not going to sit here and condemn Drew or go in on her, because if this is a reality TV show and this right now is her reality, then I get it. But sometimes it's just like, your child is uncomfortable. Why are you forcing him to do this on camera? I mean, he was like, I'm not interested and all of that. But overall, I get what they were trying to do. Hey, we can be positive. We can be a blended family. If you're going through this, let's just show this part. Cynthia and Michael talking about buying a bigger house. And congratulations to them, whatever they decide. Every time, Michael is seen on screen, it's nothing but laughter and fun and all of that. So I like their little marriage and situation they got going on over there. So let's move on from that. Congratulations to Candy. I love that Candy is not afraid to say, look, yes, I'm Candy, but I'm going to bring Black businesses over here, and I'm going to help employ people in these communities that some of our folks have basically turned their backs on, because it's considered, some parts are considered, oh, this is the hood, whatever the case might be. So I love that, she is bringing employment and businesses and all of that, and she absolutely deserved that award that she got. So congratulations to Candy. Now, I've said it in the last video, and I'll say it again when it comes to Kenya and Mark. Hey, I don't talk about their stuff. The back and forth and all of that, I'm sure all of you are over it. And I'm wishing Kenya the best. That's where I've been with it for months, for a long time. All that extra stuff, Bravo doesn't deserve that. But I guess in some ways she's trying to prove that, look, I did everything on my end. I did the work. I did the counseling. I put in the work on my end to show that I really wanted this marriage. He didn't. I guess that's what she's trying to prove. But Kenya, girl, you even breed, and these people have a problem with you. So you don't have to prove nothing to these haters. Now, when she was shopping, and she asked that man if he had dog chains, because Drew, I was like, what is wrong with her? That little part was a little kiki. It was funny with her cousin. Let's fast forward to this whole Friendsmess that turned into a Friendsmess, okay? If you don't watch The Real Housewives of Atlanta, or if you missed the last few episodes, or you watch it but you want a brief summary, yeah, it is. So Drew and Latoya are the new girls on the recent season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Drew been coming for Kenya more since she got on the show, but Kenya been paying her dust. She realized that her regular storyline is not working, so now her attention is on Latoya. Drew's daughter was supposed to have a christening, and she was going to use a prophet and a friend of her family. But however, she claims that she took Latoya to church because Latoya was going through some issues, her divorce and whatever else she had to say. And now Latoya is allegedly having a relationship with the prophet. The problem is that Drew is blaming Latoya for everything as if this prophet is not a grown man. Now, the prophet denied everything. He said he's just advising Latoya. Nothing sexual, physical, nothing happened. She's a new friend and he's simply advising her. However, Drew is running around basically saying that Latoya is sleeping with the man and the man is engaged and Latoya is breaking up a happy home and she's preying on the prophet, as if someone have placed a gun to this grown man's head to go and do anything with Latoya, even though he's denying that it's true. The guy came on the phone. He talked to Candy and other people, at Kenya's house, her event, and basically said he was engaged 3 years ago. Okay? So all of the stories that Drew is trying to pin on Latoya isn't adding up, and she's basically being exposed as a liar. So in an attempt to prove that she's not a liar, I guess someone recorded a conversation between the prophet and them. We've already had this whole situation before, Snakegate, if you remember. Yeah, Candy and the other ladies, but especially Candy, wasn't too happy about that, knowing that there's someone in the group that would go as far as secretly recording people conversations. And we saw what happened to Yo-Yo. Yovana, she's no longer on the show. She and that girl over there were exposed for lying, okay? So Drew desperately trying to fit in, trying to, I guess, impress Portia, because that's the only other side she can go on. The fact that she's tried with Kenya, and Kenya is basically saying, listen, little girl, you're going to work for this storyline. You're going to earn your peach. I see people come on this show all the time. They come after me and make a name for themselves. I'm not going to entertain you. I'm going to pay you dust, and you are going to work for this peach, okay? So it's like, okay, if we can talk about the Bolo situation, then we can talk about Latoya allegedly messing with the prophet. The only difference is, like I said in my last video, Latoya allegedly did not mess with this man in a cast house. Everything happened outside of the show. So even if anything Drew is saying is true, she's bringing something that did not happen on camera. Allegedly, Portia did something while they were at work. So if we are working and something happened in the cast house, yes, we are going to talk about it. Now, if someone is bringing Portia personal business and what she's doing off the show to TV, yes, they can still talk about it, because what Portia accused Candy of, that conversation happened off camera. Phaedra told her off camera, and Portia brought it to TV, and it was a big story, right? And we saw what happened to Phaedra and what almost happened to Portia, but once again, she got away with it. And now Drew just feels like, oh yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do the same, make up this lie and whatever. So, but the things that she was saying just didn't add up, all right? And then basically they had this gathering at Cynthia Bailey's house. Everyone was supposed to bring basically a gift of minimum $1,000. These ladies went out, spent their money. However, Drew went and brought wigs, okay? Like, gag items, whatever. But then if you're going to bring something that's supposed to be funny, and you are supposed to be like, okay, that was just for fun, but here are my real gifts. Drew did not do that, okay? She brought the wigs that she claimed Kenya and Latoya was joking and laughing at her, calling it, pet wig and Drew wig shy and all of that. If you've seen the show, then you would know it was just a fun kiki about wigs. We have seen a lot of different seasons and episodes of people going in on people wigs on this show. Drew herself joined in on the shades about wigs and posted this image of Kenya Moore wearing, extensions and protective style, which she have said over and over again. She wear them sometimes. And basically, this is what she tweeted. She's mad about the girls joking about, her wig. And then she's also making comments about wigs, which is perfectly fine. You shade my wig, right? I should be able to shade your wig. That's what I'm talking about. Something like this, okay? Kenya laughed when Latoya made a joke about her hair, and this is what she fired back with. Cool. But then going as far as prophets and accusing someone of sleeping with someone and just doing too much, that's where she went too far. Kenya just went through her own wig situation on this show. The only reason why it was different with Kenya is because she's the owner of More Hair Care. She pride herself in her natural long hair. Yes, she used protective styles from time and time again, but to then claim that her natural hair isn't that long and her products doesn't work, and she's passing on, she's using wigs and pretending like those wigs are her hair, is hurting her brand. So that's why she reacted that way on a different level. Whole point is, this is not the first time that we've seen this whole wig situation, but to go from your wigs are dry or whatever jokes to going to accuse you of sleeping with a prophet, breaking up his happy home and all of that. And that's why I love Candy's reaction. Even if what you're saying is true, why are you blaming Latoya and not this grown man that broke up his own family? And then Candy had to break it down to her. Based on what we heard on the tip, he was simply explaining he was once married, he have children or a young child, so he understands Latoya going through a divorce, having young children. Yeah, it was just a mess. Her own so-called friends who supposed to have her back didn't have her back because wrong is wrong, period. And it just felt like she was doing too much all over the place. So Latoya came back in the house, threw the wig at Drew, and, Drew jumped up to start a fight. Before all of that happened, Kenya was using a knife to open her presents, okay? And then Drew walked up on her while she had a knife in her hand, and she simply just turned around to Drew and said, "Don't walk up on me." That's it. She did not pull a knife on Drew. She did not chase Drew with a knife. There goes Drew making the big deal. "Don't put a knife on me." And it's just like, girl, sit down. And I'm glad for once Bravo left everything in there, because they are so disgusting towards Kenya that I was surprised they did not cut out all of her scenes to make it look like she pulled a knife on Drew. That would have been too far, and she would have had every right to sue Bravo for doing such a thing. So you know what? Yeah, edit me in a way where, okay, certain things are bad, we laugh, but me pulling out a knife on someone and committing a crime, that's taking your bias editing to a different level, and they know better. So that's why we got to see everything. She did not just pull a knife on Drew, and Drew, yeah. But anyways, the same Bravo who we are still seeing flashbacks of Kenya going up to Kim and lifting up her chair and all of that, okay? But yet, it's okay for Drew to walk up on her and she shouldn't have a reaction, right? Because people on social media completely looked over the fact that Drew walked up on her, all right? Oh, Kenya have a knife. The same Drew who Latoya only touched her arm, not in an aggressive way. She just touched her to have a conversation with her, and she flipped out. "I'm from Chicago. Don't touch me. Don't walk up on me." But it's okay to walk up on Kenya? Anyways, Cynthia Bailey, Friendsmess. That turned into Friendsmess, I guess. It was nice. Loved the setup. It was nice to see her sister, and she had food, and she had the animals there. Like, she really went above and beyond to throw something special together for the ladies. So yes, she was a little disappointed that certain people couldn't come. But for the most part, the only person that ended up not coming was Malo, because Malo claimed that she was having issues with her back, but she made sure to send a gift. I love the arrangements and everything that, they did as far as the numbers and, this person can take a gift. Everything was cool. Okay. And Portia is pulling that girl over there. Okay. That girl over there would walk off set, don't answer questions, show up whenever she wanted to, walk off reunion sets, claim she's not. She was a hot mess. And now she's no longer there. So, okay, Portia, because it's still a job. So if production wants you in the scene, that means these girls are waiting 3.5 hours for you to show up. That's so disrespectful. But you have to be really comfortable and feel like, you know what? I got privilege over here and can get away with it, so I'm gonna show up whenever. Or Candy was happy when she saw food, because I know Candy loved eating. Okay. I also love how Kenya looked out for Latoya, like almost like a big sis vibe. Get in this car, let's leave. You don't need to be fighting, especially if you are associated with me. Yeah, we don't do that. I'm the shade assassin, but you won't see me on this show putting my hands on anybody, And if you're going to roll with me, you have to carry yourself in a certain way. And that's one of the reasons why she was upset about the whole situation in South Carolina. Not so much about Latoya hooking up with anybody, but like if you're rolling with me, it's almost like guilty by association. You have to hold yourself at a certain standard and carry yourself a certain way. So it was nice to see her basically have her back. And I also thought it was hilarious when she was trying to explain the difference between a narc. Because, Latoya just assumed because she was saying the narc, she meant something else. But yeah, so that moment was funny. And then her, chasing Latoya down, telling her to relax. And I'm not over here supporting Latoya behavior, because when you pick something up, lift it in the air, and throw it in someone's direction, it doesn't matter how small or big it is. You can't control what their reaction is going to be. Okay, so I understand it was just a wig, but still, But hey, we shall see if it paid off for Drew coming for Kenya, even though she paid her dust. We shall see if it paid off and if Bravo is going to bring her back. And also the same thing goes for Latoya. And of course, Kenya had to call to check on our adorable Brooklyn. She's such an amazing mom. And listen, whatever trick and editing Bravo did, Latoya was already there. In no way she was later than Portia. Yes, I know she said she wasn't coming. So even if she was late, she wasn't expected. So it wasn't like, Cynthia would have been upset, because in Cynthia's mind, Latoya, it wasn't coming. Okay, so the crew, Cynthia, no one was waiting for her. The crew, Cynthia, no one were waiting for her. And so it was a surprise, but Latoya was already there. She was already there, okay? And it was like, okay, now, girl, and action. Now you walk on the scene. Production, bye. Anyways, I'm wishing all of the ladies the best. I'm wishing all of you the best, and take care. The end of here, my final loves. Thank you all for your love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.